Hello everyone, long time no see. This favorites episode is going to be a recap of all the skincare and makeup that I've been using for the past few months. So it is going to be a very long episode, and at the end of this video I will also share with you some fitness updates as well as personal life updates of a very personal nature, things that I don't normally discuss with you guys, but I have been suffering from anxiety, so I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. But first, let's get to the products, because I know a lot of you guys have been missing my beauty favorites. I have been pretty consistent with my routine just because my skin has been so difficult recently, but as you can see, it's cleared up quite a bit, and of course the makeup and concealer helps a lot. But even when my skin is bare, my scars are healing up nicely. And with that being said, I'm going to dive into my skincare essentials first. I have been pretty much strictly dedicated to PCA, Amore Pacific, and 111 Skin, all of which I have talked about before. So let me just start with my sunscreens, because believe it or not, I am obsessed with sunscreen. I reapply it as often as possible, and a lot of times, even though I don't feel 100% confident about my bare skin, I go out with it anyway, just for the purpose of being able to reapply my sunscreen. Now, I do get asked a lot about powder sunscreens, and in that instance, I recommend Shiseido. However, when I reapply sunscreen, I normally use my PCA Weightless Protection Broad Spectrum SPF, and this is one of the best sunscreens I've ever used. It's light, but this one is not waterproof. When I'm on the go, I always reach for my Amore Pacific Resort Collection Sun Protection Cushion. This has an SPF of 30, but it is broad spectrum, and it's so easy to apply on the go. It does leave a bit of a white cast, but it kind of makes my skin look brighter, which is a good thing considering I do have quite a bit of redness going on from the acne scars that are still healing. Now, when it comes to waterproof sunscreen, I'll use the new PCA Sheer Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 45. This one is water resistant for up to 80 minutes, and it makes my skin look a little bit less red, so I love it. The cool thing about this tint is that it does adjust to your skin tone, unlike the Amore Pacific, which does leave, again, a significant white cast. However, I think both of them are excellent sunscreens. This is the one I happen to use every single day, and a lot of times if I don't put concealer or any powder on top, I'll go ahead and reapply this during the day as well. Since I've been using PCA pretty diligently, probably the most diligently out of the three brands that I'm going to talk about today, I have to say that their products are worth every single penny. It's high performance skincare without breaking an arm or a leg. Now for serums, I have been kind of bored of serums, and I just felt that I hadn't found anything that really made me think, wow, it's making my skin that much better. But actually, these Amore Pacific Future Response and Time Response serums are excellent. I do think that the Future Response is a better bang for your buck. It has high quality ingredients, the smell is good, it's not too overpowering like a lot of Korean skincare that I've tried, which is actually the biggest complaint that I see in the American market regarding Korean products. Even though I have a very dull nose, I can definitely smell some of the fragrance, the overwhelming fragrances, which can irritate sensitive skin, but I haven't had a problem with either of these two. The Time Response has a slightly more powdery smell, and I use this every single day, so I highly recommend it. This one is just ridiculously expensive, but I would purchase it again because I have seen results. I love the pink and rose gold packaging of the Future Response serum, and this one is so much more affordable than the Time Response. I love this, but I do think that at the end of the day, if I were to recommend a serum to someone who's under 30, it would definitely be the Future Response. The Time Response for me is actually a better bet, but that's because I test so many different products and I'm constantly putting my face through the ringer. If you are not like me though, I definitely recommend sticking with the Future Response because it is a great serum. It has a slightly thicker texture. Oops, I dropped something. It has a slightly thicker texture, and it just smooths the skin really well. Like I mentioned in my blog post, I tried a lot of the Amore Pacific products packaged in white, and I was not impressed by anything, but I do really like and recommend the Future Response and the Time Response. Now this next product is awesome, but unfortunately, again, it is very expensive. However, if you are currently using La Mer, I highly highly recommend you try this, because once you do, there is no going back to the soft cream. I used to use the soft cream and I would go through a jar so quickly. I find that I have to use a very large $half sized amount for my face and neck to feel relieved of any tension or tightness after I get out of the shower, of course. So I just felt that, oh my gosh, I'm going through this jar so quickly. But with this time response skin renewal cream, I only have to use about a pea-sized amount for my face and neck, and I just find that it works so much better than La Mer soft cream. I still support the soft cream, and if you're not interested in switching, I totally understand, because it is a good product, but there is something a lot more cost effective in the long run. I was just going through my jars way too quickly, and I feel like this time response formula actually works better. It's not quite as light as the soft cream, and definitely not as thick or as rich and pore clogging as the original La Mer formula. And because I've been using it so regularly, I definitely see the results. I get less acne even though I'm on my period, and I just feel that my skin has become a lot more resilient and less volatile, especially in the last 4 months, or 4 weeks, excuse me, where I've been using this every single day. Now for 111 skin, this is the Space Aqua Booster, and if you have dry skin, you absolutely have to have this. Forget about oils, forget about all the other stuff that people are advertising nowadays. This thing has super understated, aka very boring packaging. However, it is one of the most effective hydrators that I've ever tried. And when my skin is feeling really extra dry and flaky, I'll go ahead and put this directly on my skin. But for the most part, I think that an extra drop or two mixed in with my Amore Pacific moisturizer works like a charm. That Aqua Booster, however, is actually fairly new to my routine, considering how long I've been using the Space Defense Bright Eye Lift Gel from 111 Skin, and this is my favorite eye cream. I find that actually eye creams don't feel the same after I started using this eye gel. You know, today I didn't wear any concealer under my eyes, and Bo's been waking me up at 6 in the morning because he pants so loudly. But you know, because I've been losing out on sleep, I don't necessarily look that much more tired because I've been using this diligently. And prior to using this product, I did feel that my crow's feet were extending out farther and farther, but I think this has stopped it because I don't notice it any longer than it used to be. So I highly recommend this if you're under 30 and you're looking for a truly effective eye cream or eye product. I'm so sweaty already, but thankfully we are wrapping up the skincare portion. As many of you know, I am a big fan of SK2, but I never used the original facial treatment essence because 1, I couldn't stand the sake smell, and 2, at the time my skin was so dry I was only using the LXP essence. In fact, I find that ever since I switched my skincare up, the LXP is a little too heavy, so I've been using the regular essence and it works like a charm. I put this on right out of the shower and then I put on my body lotion so it gives time to dry as I take care of my body's skin. This pretty bottle is a limited edition version for this year. I've been finishing up my blue hummingbird version. Honestly, these bottles last quite a while, and even though I use the essence at least once a day, twice usually, because on days that I exercise I shower twice. Of course, it's great skincare, but it doesn't hurt that these make my vanity look so much prettier. People always come to ask, what is that, when they see it in my bathroom? But I honestly do think that the essence makes a huge difference in the way my skin reacts during the day. I feel like it's a lot less prone to dryness, especially in this heat. Now for some color. Finally! I know you guys have been very curious to see what makeup I actually reach for, considering the fact that I haven't been wearing nearly as much. So my holy grail mascara, the only mascara that I ever wear nowadays, is the new Armani Eyes to Kill Wet Waterproof Mascara. This thing is amazing. A lot of people ask me if I'm wearing false lashes, like individual lashes, when I use this mascara, but I just give it 3 good coats and it looks like I'm wearing falsies. So I highly recommend this. And if you have straight, fine Asian lashes like I do, especially if they're sparse, give this thing a try. It doesn't make them too clumpy. It's truly waterproof, so I absolutely love it and can't live without it. I'm almost on my 3rd tube. Some of you may have seen my latest blog post on Burberry's Full Kisses. The packaging isn't perfect because it does have a softer, creamier formula. I think Clé de Peau got it right when they did the whole clicky retractable one, especially because it holds the top of the bullet in place, but the color on this and the formula on this is so amazing. This is number 525. It's coral red, my favorite in the entire range. I've been really into orange lipsticks recently, I think because I'm tan now. It is so creamy, so pigmented. I only use a little bit at a time, and I blend it out with the finger at the edges. I was actually wearing Tom Ford's Flame matte lipstick quite a bit before I discovered coral red, but I find that this one leans a little bit more orange as opposed to coral red, which has a slightly coral tinge, so it's more appropriate for summer. I think Flame is a good one for all year round, but this one is also a little bit more appropriate during the day as well. It's amazing if you're looking for a full coverage formula. I actually like sheer lipsticks, so I'm one of the unusual ones, I suppose, but if you're looking for full coverage, definitely look no further than the Full Kisses line. I think Burberry does a great job with lipsticks especially. Just make sure you exfoliate really well because it is a creamier formula. Now moving on to my brows, which have grown out quite a bit. It's actually so much easier to do them, and I've been wearing them with a slightly higher arch these days. I don't know, sometimes I like to mix it up. Some days I wear it really straight, some days I wear it really arched, so you'll see my brows change a lot in the next few months. But I have been dedicated to the Troy Sirotte brow pencil, and I love seeing how you guys shout me out in your Sephora.com reviews. It's very sweet, thank you very much, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this pencil as well. I honestly feel that it gives me the most natural results. I use very few strokes, and I feel that when I blend it in, it just looks so much natural, like real hair. But I have found something a little bit more affordable. This is the new MAC Volux brow liner in Omega. It is a little bit warm. Currently I have very dark hair, so Omega, it lightens up my complexion a little bit. I find that it works well on the day-to-day when I want something a little less dramatic, a little less bold. Obviously this Raven color from Troy Sirotte works well on camera because you always have to wear a little bit more, but I think this Omega color and this Volux brow liner formula in general works well for everyday wear. It has a slightly more powdery finish, it releases less color payoff, but I think that makes it a little bit easier to use. So I'm definitely going to check out more colors in this one. I'm looking for something a little bit darker to match Raven perhaps. So I will go ahead and swatch them and check some out, and I will be filming a haul soon. Now for the most important piece of makeup that I have been wearing in the last few months, this is my Clé de Peau concealer in Almond, and I have gone back to this. I was dabbling with Makeup Forevers, and I think that their HD concealer is awesome. It's just not long lasting enough for me. I do find that I have to reapply it halfway throughout the day, whereas with Clé de Peau's, I don't really feel that way at all. It doesn't last quite as long as it used to, probably because of the heat. Things break down a little bit more easily. In the winter, I never reapply this thing, but I feel like this concealer is still the best. Now that I don't have active blemishes anymore, mostly just scars that are healing, I find that the Clé de Peau is still the best. It's the creamiest, it blends so easily, it looks really natural, not heavy or cakey. So I highly recommend this one. If you currently do have blemishes like active pimples, whiteheads, blackheads, etc., then definitely give the Makeup Forever a try. And actually, before we get on to our little personal chat, I just wanted to talk to you about my false lashes. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. They're by Velour Lashes, part of the new Naked collection. I actually forget what they're called. I'm so sorry. I threw out the box, but I'll list it right here so you have the name, and I'll link it down below in the description box. But these are the best lashes I've ever worn. I can actually wear them without eyeliner, so that makes putting them on a breeze if I just want to get in and out of the door but still add some drama to my face. I find that false lashes are probably the most effective way to transform your look. So anyway, I just love the Naked line. A lot of them are really long and really thick, but this one is the most subtle, and I find that it's actually the most wearable. So I highly recommend them. They're probably some of the most comfortable false lashes that I've ever worn. So Velour Lash ladies, great job. I absolutely love these, and I'm gonna have to stock up. It is now time for the personal chat. As I had promised, many of you know I mentioned very briefly once that I suffered from depression, and I had a lot of family problems. We had a big crisis, and then a small crisis, and then small other little things going on. So I don't want to get specific into that, but I did see the return of my depression, and actually had something new happen, I started to feel anxious. And because the anxiety was new for me, I think it made my depression that much worse. So because of that, my skin, it definitely showed on my face. My skin started to erupt again out of nowhere. It had nothing to do with hormones or food or anything. It was just literally emotional stress. So my face was all broken out, and not even the PCA Clarity retinol was working anymore. So I just kind of laid low, and I started working out a lot more in order to get the endorphins up and try to keep my mind focused off of the negatives. And I feel like my whole life has changed. It has been a very weird year for me, 2016 in general. Like, it has been a very awkward transitional stage in my life, you know? Like, as I hit my late 20s, everything kind of just hit the fan, and there have been so many changes. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for sticking by and being patient and waiting for all my content. And I'm so happy to film again. Honestly, I was kind of nervous because I was depressed. I just felt like no matter how much makeup I wore, I felt ugly. I'm really grateful that you guys are still interested and you guys still want my input and you still want to see me post videos. So thank you. I really thank you guys. I'm so grateful because without you guys, I wouldn't have been here in this place. I wouldn't have been able to come back if I didn't know you guys were supporting me. So honestly, I'm looking away because I don't want to cry, but I'm so glad to be back, and I can't wait to share my content with you guys. My apartment tour is coming together. It's just so much to film and so much to edit. So again, I'm going to say this a million times. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me, and I will try to have it up as soon as possible. I'm going to be traveling in August and September, so I will have some travel vlogging content. So if you have any requests, like if you want to see me pack, or if you want to see what's in my makeup bags, and if you want to see my girlfriends, give this video a thumbs up because they already told me they don't want to be in my vlog. But I thought, hey, it might be fun if I let you guys know what I'm planning to film, so that way you guys could give me some feedback. That way I'm better prepared and show you guys things you actually want to see. So if you have any requests, if you have anything you want to know about, like what are my new updated lipsticks, like what am I loving or wearing, basically I kind of look like this all the time nowadays with my hair up. I had the most horrific haircut, which is probably another reason why I was depressed. I know, first world problems, and I should probably stop justifying it, but honestly, it was the worst haircut I ever had. My hair was super short. I felt like, oh my god, my security blanket was taken away from me, and literally I couldn't stand it. I couldn't even tie my hair regularly because my bangs were like right here. I did switch things up and added a semi-permanent violet, but I'm not so sure I love it. It's kind of boring. It's fading a lot now, so it's going to turn like an ashy purple with brown because of the bleach that I used, but we'll see. I might try something different. Maybe I'll do rose gold, maybe I'll go lighter. I don't know. I just can't decide anymore. I just want my hair to be long again. But anyway, I will stop boring you guys now, and I have lots of videos upcoming, so please feel free to leave your requests, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter, because that's where I can answer your questions the fastest. See you guys next time. Bye.